Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to make a pie that's popular in New Zealand. It's called a potato top. So this week the winner of the New Zealand National Pie Awards was announced, and for only the second time in its history a potato top pie has won it. And it's a little bit fancy, probably too fancy for a lot of people. Basically a potato pie is like a cottage pie in a pastry crust. So you've got your meat sauce at the bottom and then you've got mashed potato. And it sounds lovely, but the one that won the competition also had a tower of potato in the middle, like dauphinoise au gratin, so very, very thinly sliced, cooked, compressed and stuck in the middle. And yeah, it's just a bit of cheffy messing about, I think. I can't see that it would actually add anything to a potato top pie, so I'm going to leave that element out. So we just have three components to make. I'm going to make hot water pastry, I'm going to make the meat sauce, and I'm going to make mashed potato, and then put it all together and cook it. It'll be wonderful. Yeah. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. And let's get on with the first element, the meat sauce. Right, here's my ingredients for meat sauce. I've got 450 grams of lean minced steak. I've got about 500 grams of potatoes, a decent sized onion, half a litre of beef stock, made from a cube, bit of thyme, bit of parsley, bit of salt and pepper, and a tablespoon or two of tomato passata, or you can use tomato puree if you prefer. Okay, you know I'm an idiot, yeah? So you'll have spotted that the potatoes don't actually go in the meat sauce, alright? Right, I need to peel and dice this onion. You need to heat some oil in a heavy bottom pan or a frying pan, and then put the onions in and cook them gently for about 5 minutes. You don't want them too brown particularly, you just want them to go soft. Then we'll add the minced steak and get that browned all over. And then pour in the beef stock. Add about half teaspoon of parsley and half teaspoon of thyme, and then season with salt and pepper to taste. Oh, you can also throw in a bay leaf or two, that's always good. Bring that to the boil and then turn it down to a simmer. Add your tomato passata, paste or puree, turn down the heat and let it gently bubble away for half an hour or so. Towards the end of the cooking time, you want to fish out the bay leaves. I don't think I ever mentioned this, but you should always take out the bay leaves before you serve it, because nobody wants to eat a leaf like that. And then if you want a nice thick rich gravy, which of course you do, stir in a slurry of corn flour and cold water and let that cook for a minute or two and it'll thicken up and be lovely. And then set it aside, let it cool down to room temperature again. Now we need to cook the potatoes, so I'm just cutting off these scabby bits. The spuds are perfectly fine, it's just they're wanting to make more spuds. So I'll cut these into chunks, try and get them all about the same size so they cook evenly. And pop them in a pan of water with some salt. Then we'll put that pan on the stove, bring it to the boil and then turn it down to a simmer and let it bubble away for about 15 to 20 minutes until the spuds are nice and tender. Okay, now we'll make the final element, which is the pastry. You can buy pastry, of course you can, but honestly, don't be scared. Making your own pastry, especially hot water crust pastry, is the easiest thing ever. So what I've got is 200 grams of plain all-purpose flour, 100 grams of lard cut into smaller chunks than that, and 100 ml of water and a pinch of salt, or about half teaspoon of salt. You'll pop that in with the flour, put the water and the lard in a pan, and then we want to heat that up until the lard melts in the water. Mix the salt and flour together. So here's the lard melted into the water, and I'm just going to add half of that to the flour and stir that in. I just do it like this in 2 stages, because otherwise if you put it all in at once you get a big old mess really. So add the rest of it. So there we go, nice smooth lump of pastry or dough, and I'll just wrap that in plastic film and let it cool down to room temperature. Now it's time to mash the potatoes. I've drained my spuds. Got my potato ricer, link in comments below. You need one of these. It really makes the best mashed potato. So, and squidge. And you see there then the skin didn't go through. It doesn't go through. I don't know why, but it's very convenient way of doing mashed potato without the skin, without actually peeling your potatoes. Put some butter in there and some salt and some milk. Give it a good mix up with a fork. Lovely and smooth, quick taste. Right, now it's time to assemble the pies. So you want some flour on your worktop and a bit on your rolling pin, and roll out your pastry. It's easier if you do it in bits, because this is very well chilled, it's gone quite firm. The pastry needs to be about 5mm thick, about 1/4 inch. Now I've got a baking sheet lined with greaseproof paper, and I've also sprinkled some polenta on that. You could use semolina or rice flour, and that's just to stop the pastry from sticking. And the reason it won't stick is because it doesn't have gluten in it. And also line the inside of your rings with that. So here's a bit of pastry, and we need to ease it into the collar or the former. Make it go right down to the bottom. Try not to break it, crease it, fold it. Trim off the excess. And I'll just pop it on the prepared baking sheet and do the rest. There we are. I actually managed to eke out 5 pastry cases and a little bit of pastry left over, which I don't have a plan for. So now we want to put some meaty stuff in each one of these. Just fill it about halfway. Now I'm going to pack the mashed potato on top because it looks pretty. So fill your piping bag with the stuff. Part fill it with mashed potato, and then pipe a kind of swirl on top. Right, I think they look okay, so I'm going to put them in the oven. You want your oven heated to 180 degrees Celsius for a fan oven, a convection oven. That's 200 for a normal one, and that is gas 6. And we'll put that in for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'll have a look after 25, see how it's going. Well, these look a bit splendid, so we'll let them cool down, get them out of their rings, and do a taste test. Oh, look at that. No messing. Do you know what though? I think I'm going to put those back in without the rings just for another 5 minutes to firm up the pastry around the sides. Okay, taste test time. Yeah, that's fantastic, as I knew it would be. Anyway, New Zealand potato top pie, absolutely great. So have a go, and thanks for watching, and see you next time.